Hi everyone, Emily Clickhorn here. Today I'm going to talk about what I did to move past the trauma-hood that I experienced in my childhood, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I learned as I was moving through it. First things first though, if this is your first video, click on the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified when new videos go live. Okay, so what I did to get past the trauma that I experienced in my childhood and what I learned in the process. So this was something that I have struggled with for, well, all of my life. So in my blog, which is linked in the description below, I talk about what that trauma is and what I had done throughout my life to try and get over it. But nothing was working, guys. Absolutely nothing was working. And I got to this point where I was really, really frustrated. I just wanted to move on, and I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know why it wasn't coming so easily, and I was tired of talking. Do you ever get like that? You're just tired of talking about something. You're like, it's beating a dead horse. Like, it was going nowhere. So something changed, and I'm going to tell you about that. So there were 4 things that I did. Well, in my notes, I have 4 things written down. So the first thing is I had to really want it, and I had to mean it. Okay, so you can say that you want something, or you want to move past something, or what have you, and you only kind of half mean it. This had to be different. This needed to be meant with my whole heart. I had to believe it with every piece of me. I needed to understand in my head that it wasn't my fault. Okay, I needed to understand that in my head, and that what happened to me was not my fault, and it had no reflection on me. Okay, so there's a head part, and then once your head understands, then your heart can kind of sort things out and follow suit. The second thing that I found that really, really helped me was AFT. AFT stands for Aroma Freedom Technique. Okay, now what AFT does, and I use this in conjunction with conscious language. So what AFT does is you talk through, it goes from a different perspective than just a normal therapist would go. So you're talking as if the desired outcome has already happened. So through that, I realized the third thing that I needed to do was I needed to forgive myself. Now you're probably thinking, what is this woman talking about? She needed to forgive herself. These people, okay, more than one person, okay, these people did things to hurt her, and she needed to forgive herself. Okay, guys, this is what you need to know. So when you're a kid, when you're a child, and somebody does something to you, your kid brain has to make sense of that. Okay? So in your kid brain, you're thinking, okay, so let's use the example of my parents not being around all of the time. So in my kid brain, I made sense of that as, okay, so there's something wrong with me. When now as an adult, I realize it had nothing to do with me. It was all them. Okay? That had nothing to do with me. And I'm talking to you. If you've had a similar experience, it has nothing to do with you. Nothing. So I had to forgive myself. I visualized myself as the 7-year-old girl, and I had to forgive her for feeling as though she was unlovable, which she wasn't unlovable, but I had to forgive her. And the fourth thing I've really, really dived into lately is personal development. So I've been reading some books. A couple that I read are written by Mel Robins. So I read Take Control of Your Life, and I can't remember the title of the other one. I can't remember the title, but it was a really good book, and I'll put a link in the description. You can trust me. I'm sorry. So with all of those things combined, okay, I had to get my head right so my heart could follow. I had to look at it from a different perspective. I had to forgive myself, and I had to work on me. Because what happened to me as a child has been holding me back as an adult. And that's not cool, guys. That's not cool at all. So let me know in the comments if any of this has resonated with you, if you have felt the same way. And as I said earlier, check out my blog that I wrote on this same topic. And that's all I have for you today, guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you next week.